she's a little expensive, but she's really good.
Right.
That it brings you from here right up to here.
Acha, I want to ask something very important that is called a no. As business owners, getting to say no to a client sometimes can get difficult.
Very.
And it's very important to know sometimes, as you said, that sometimes you've realized when you were working, I've not charged as I should have because the amount of work I put in.
Yes.
Or sometimes the budget was, and we've all done it. Sometimes we've taken work because I've had to, and I'm sure you would have been in that same scenario. But does it come a time where no, this is a no, because what they're asking to what perhaps they're giving and to the amount of time it's going to take me, it's not. But the client is very insistent कि नहीं हम तो आपसे ही करेंगे, बस हम आप ही करके दो. How do you approach that?
When you somewhere realize, so there are 2-3 things. One is when outright it is a no, when that person has not even valued you, or they're stuck onto this is how much I want to do, this is my budget, I can't budge from it, then it's a complete no. Sometimes you see an opportunity in a client where you know that this client can go a long way with you if you give them good work, right? So you start off with a little less. You're okay doing that. I think a lot of businesses also do a similar thing where I keep my profit margin a little low because I know then it's quality against quantity. But having said that, I won't even kind of go down, a certain line. Yeah, I won't. So because that's putting my credibility down, right? Which is not fair. So that's when you're okay doing that. But again, in that journey, if ever you realize that now it's reaching a place of exploitation, and there are a lot of clients who do that, okay, arey, now, just do it now in so much. So maybe once, maybe twice. But the minute you start sensing that now this is becoming exploitation, they're taking advantage of your goodness, you say a no.
Okay.
And trust me, it's difficult saying a no when, especially you're running a business, you're seeing those really bad times. You have to pay bills, right?
Yes.
So when you have to pay bills, sometimes you're like, oh, let me just do it. I'll just pay this bill off. But that's, I have made those mistakes. But there came a point in my life when I realized that if I do not stand up for myself, nobody will. I have to create a value for myself.
Correct.
So I always had this thing in me where I wanted to, because there's a lot of word of mouth, that goes around. Yeah. And a lot of clients have come to me through word of mouth.
Correct.
So I always wanted people to have this impression that, she's a little expensive, but she's really good.
Right.
That it brings you from here right up to here. Then when the client comes up to you, you're like,
yeah, it's
they've respected you.
If they've come to you and if they've heard about this and they're still coming to you,
then that's respect.
Then there's a respect and they know that's the work I want.
Yeah. But again, if it is like, she's very good and she's very cheap also, doesn't sound right.
Correct.
Because I know I'm adding value.
Correct.
But so again, there is a small story to this.
Please.
There was a client who called me up once and wanted to rebrand. Right? They already had their logo and all in place, but they wanted to rebrand and like have a proper branding activity with me. And this person had come through an old client of mine. So I spoke to him. I gave him the quotation. So I found this out much later. He called his friend and said, listen, I've spoken to her, but listen, she's charging so much, but then she's giving me all of this. So that girl apparently said, that is one thing I cannot help you with because she will add more value to it than what you're even looking at the price.
Correct.
Right? Because she'll work from her heart. She's very passionate about her work and she brings a lot more onto the table. So if you want her, you'll have to pay her. I got a call in about 3 hours of him saying no. And he said, okay, let me know when should I transfer the advance.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and that felt good,
Yeah.
right? That felt very good because that was respect.
Yeah, and that adds to you that I'm on the right path. I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And you have spent a lot of years in this field.
Yes.
And because the field is such that it's not just that you graduated with a degree, it's constant learning, constant awareness. What is happening?
Yeah.
What trend is happening? Colors are getting used, how they are getting used. And it's a developing baby, right? Still.
Yeah.
So to be in that knowledge consistently, when a client comes to you and they speak to you, they know that you're aware of the trend currently. They are aware of what you know. When you speak about branding, there is so much added weight and value.
Yes.
I think that helps a lot. But that's a great story to have that. The friend was also very honest.
Yeah.
That-
Which is what, so like I said, that's respect from both sides.
Correct.
Right? Respect of an existing client and the respect of the new client having the faith that yes, she will bring a lot more.
And I feel that
onto
the
the
new
table.
client, when he speaks to your friend, no, they speak openly. To be honest, this was not my budget.
Yeah.
But the person says, yeah, but you're not doing it for today. It's for a long period
Yes.
of time, and where you will be stuck sometimes. See,
Yes.
other people, what they do now, as my experience goes, is they create a brand, which is a logo. And then after logo, thank you, have a nice day.
Yeah.
And then that logo gets used in multiple colored patterns.
And they don't know how to use it. There'll be a white patch next to behind it. They'll sponsor something, some dandiya function. It'll just be somewhere in the corner. It's squashed, squished. They have no
Sometimes
clue
it's
about
in the
it.
center, sometimes bottom, sometimes
They are not.
there.
Yeah, they are not
And they
aware of
don't-
it. They're not conscious.
Why
of
is it in a
all.
particular place? How is it placed? Is my tagline available?
Yeah.
Visible? I think these are all.
Yeah, completely. Like especially when there are these huge events, then the sponsorships happening,
Yes.
right? A lot of big brands are sponsoring these events, right?
Correct.
They're very conscious of where the placement of the logo is. These creatives go for a proper approval, which gets approved by their branding marketing team, without which you cannot put up those posters. And if there are 10 sponsors, all 10 sponsors approvals is required.
To be in that right place.
Yes.
Each one.
Yes. You cannot put up that poster.
Well, that's.
Because like I said, they've spent crores on their branding.
Yeah.
They've done it for a reason. You can't just put it like that. It's just not allowed.
I think that.
There are certain sponsors who have title sponsorship. They're very particular. They're very particular where the name will appear, how many times it will appear. These are things which they're paying you for that sponsorship. It's for a reason because they're doing their marketing in the process. They're putting their brand up out there. Very conscious.
Super.
It's like this. Would you walk out of your house without ironing your clothes?
No, you wouldn't. Correct.
Right? It's how you portray yourself. So a brand is they're very conscious. Big companies are very conscious. And I would want each and every startup today to be very conscious about their brand, because when they feel that consciousness, they will spread that consciousness around.
Correct. Absolutely. And that adds a lot of things to them.
Yes.
So that it's a great thing.